On October 2025, HYBE discreetly filed a new official trademark under the name PJM Studio. No announcement, no press release, just a silent legal document quietly registered in the Korean Intellectual Property Office. But the internet was faster. ARMY found it within hours. And the global conversation shifted instantly. The question wasn't if it was for Jimin. The question was what exactly HYBE is building for him. In the past, Jimin has always introduced musical content with one consistent prefix: PJM. PJM 1 Filter, PJM 2 Promise, PJM 3 Christmas Love, PJM 4 Like Crazy. It's his personal creative identity, not a stage name, not a marketing product, but his self-authored artistic code. So when HYBE registers PJM Studio, it is not random. IT is deeply strategic. HYBE has now registered. JJ Entertainment, speculated for Jungkook. HYBE Studio, suspected for J-Hope's future brand. Kim Seokjin Productions, a trademark filed early 2025. HYBE is quietly giving each BTS member corporate identity power, not to separate them, but to future-proof each member's empire. Music industry analysts describe this as the pre-launch stage of a creative empire. Not a solo debut, not just a merch label, but long-term executive positioning. HYBE is not protecting Jimin as an idol. HYBE is preparing Jimin as a global creative director. Korean Entertainment Business Insider, October 2025. This move is not short-term. It is generational architecture. Early theories from analysts and fans suggest it could become a global choreography and performance brand. Jimin is known as the idol of idols. His personal music production identity, self-written ballads, OSTs, cinematic works, a high-fashion creative house collaborating with Dior, Cartier, or luxury film directors, a foundation for future independent BTS unit art projects. It is not just a logo. It is the beginning of legacy protection. On Weverse and X, formerly Twitter, ARMY didn't celebrate like typical K-pop fans. They didn't scream. They didn't overreact. They simply went silent. Because this wasn't just news. This was a signal of inevitability. Jimin is not returning from military as just an idol. He is returning as a cultural architect. This isn't sudden. Jimin has personally co-directed his Set Me Free PT2, stage heavily directed like crazy. Visual world building gained massive respect from dancers, choreographers, directors, not just fans. Every expert who ever worked with him says the same thing. He is not just a performer. He is a visionary. Now, PJM Studio might be where that vision becomes immortal. HYBE has not said a single word. No teaser. No statement. No press push. But BTS fans already know HYBE's pattern. When HYBE stays quiet, it means it's bigger than music. Projected timeline by entertainment strategists. December 2025. Jimin officially discharges from military. Q1 2026. PJM Studio. Name is softly introduced through official documentary or stage credit. Late 2026. First official project under the label. OST, film, high art project, luxury collaboration. This isn't a fan event. This is the start of a dynasty. Not if PJM Studio is real. Not why HYBE created it. But what exactly will Jimin choose to build with it? And will the world be emotionally prepared? Because this is not just a comeback. IT feels like the beginning of something far greater than music. Why now? October 2025. Not earlier. Not next year. Why exactly this moment? Because Jimin is less than 90 days away from completing military service, and HYBE traditionally activates long-term trademarks right before a member returns to public life. This suggests PJM Studio is not a distant plan. It is already entering execution stage. The machinery has started moving, quietly but powerfully. They didn't call it PJM brand. They didn't call it PJM official. They called it PJM Studio. Studio is intimate. IT means art first, business second. IT implies creation in silence, not mass production. IT belongs to an artist, not a corporation, just by the name alone. It already feels like Jimin. This isn't just trending inside fandom circles. Executives are watching. Labels are watching. High fashion is watching. Why? Because Jimin is one of the only Asian artists alive who dominates both music and luxury with equal power. Dior,
Cartier, Tiffany,
Vogue. He has studied, not just love. The birth of PJM Studio is not just K-pop news, it is creative economy news. Fans may expect a song first, but sources inside the Korean fashion and advertising industry suggest the first official PJM Studio project might not be music, possibilities being discussed among insiders. A film art editorial collaboration with a European luxury Hausia narrative visual project. Music-like but structured like cinema, a global arts philanthropy initiative focused on youth and emotion. Jimin has always blurred the line between music, dance, fashion, and emotion. PJM Studio might be the first brand built entirely from blurred lines in business terms. This trademark is a shield it protects Jimin from losing control over his future creations. Corporate override on his artistic decisions, forced alignment with industry trends that don't reflect his emotional core. Through PJM Studio, Jimin gains what every genius eventually needs: autonomy with funding, not isolation. Some casual observers outside the BTS world panic whenever trademarks appear, thinking it implies disbandment. In reality, this is exactly the opposite. HYBE is fortifying each member individually so that BTS can reunite stronger. As 7 independent creative powers rather than 7 employees, PJM Studio is not a wall. It is a foundation pillar for the next BTS era. When BTS eventually reunites post-2025, they will not just be idols regrouping for a comeback. They will be the CEOs of their own creative universes, forming an alliance. Fans believe this could lead to multi-studio collaborative BTS albums, visual projects produced under multiple member-owned studios, a new age where BTS is both the artist and the institution. PJM Studio may be step 1 in turning BTS from a group into something far greater than a group. Older armies, especially those who have followed BTS since 2013, responded differently. They didn't celebrate like teenagers, they reflected with tears, because this trademark isn't just business progress. It is proof that BTS's legacy is evolving into permanence, into something that cannot be erased. The fandom is now quietly debating deeper questions. Will PJM Studio be introduced in the ending credits of his comeback project? Will it debut softly during a winter documentary? Will it become the signature of his entire second era as an artist? And most importantly, will it change how the world sees the purpose of K-pop? This is larger than content. This is cultural direction. For the first time, fans aren't asking what's coming next. They are asking, what is Jimin trying to build for the next 20 years? Because PJM Studio does not feel like a teaser, that it feels like a threshold, that a door has opened silently, gracefully. And once Jimin steps through it, the industry will never be the same again. HYBE has built a reputation for one specific psychological technique: silence before impact. They didn't announce Run BTS, they didn't announce 7, they didn't announce Closer than this. Every time HYBE is silent, it means one thing: the news is too powerful to risk premature noise. And now, PJM Studio has entered that category. Analysts from Forbes, Vogue Business, and even luxury investment firms are beginning to prepare models. Why? Because Jimin's brand power is not measured by fandom. It is measured by emotion, and emotion cannot be bought, only earned. If PJM Studio begins even one strategic partnership in 2026, it could redefine the model of celebrity x luxury collaboration, from endorsement to co-ownership. This has never been done at this scale, by an Asian soloist, with emotional architecture at the center. The dance world, from Paris to LA, is reacting in a different way. To them, Jimin is not just an idol. To them, Jimin is a global movement language.